Hello, I'm Randy McClure. Welcome to the latest supply chain tech brief.
All right, let's talk about a word that's probably on your mind if you're in supply chain, visibility. But here's the thing. We're going to look at it a little differently today. Instead of this one giant, overwhelming goal, what if we thought of it as just a series of focused questions? Questions you can actually answer one at a time. There's this huge pressure, right, to get total visibility. It sounds amazing, like the holy grail of supply chain management. But let's be real. More often than not, trying to achieve it is just a trap. It leads to insane costs, drowning in data that doesn't even help, and these IT projects that, well, they just never seem to end. It really is like chasing a ghost. And that brings us right to the heart of the matter. The big takeaway here is that supply chain visibility is absolutely not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. Every single business is different. You have your own unique problems. So the visibility you need has to be built for your operation. I mean, what a giant global retailer needs is probably just way, way too much for a smaller regional manufacturer, right? So what do we do about it? Well, first, we stop trying to boil the ocean. Forget that whole approach. The real solution is to take it step by step. Real, useful visibility that's built carefully, one focused, targeted project at a time. That way, you know every single thing you do is actually adding value. Okay, so let's dive into this first section and get down to basics. We're going to break down the kinds of visibility that answer those really common day-to-day questions. The stuff that actually keeps supply chain managers staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. So transportation visibility. This is the one everybody knows, right? It's the classic simple question. Where's my stuff? It's what lets logistics managers and, just as importantly, your customers see where a shipment is and get that all-important ETA. But, and this is a big but, there's a trade-off. Sure, having a real-time GPS tracker on every single box sounds perfect, but wow, is that expensive. The real trick is finding the right balance. For a ton of shipments, just getting a simple update every few hours, or maybe even once a day, that's more than enough. It gives you the value you need without totally blowing the budget. Okay, building on that idea, let's talk about capacity visibility. This is where we zoom out from just tracking one package. Now we're looking at the whole system. It's all about figuring out where your resources are, and this is the important part, where the system is getting choked up, where those bottlenecks are starting to form. Think about it like this. Let's say you can see that one of your warehouses hits 100% capacity on the 15th of every single month, like clockwork, and that always causes shipping delays. Well, now you can actually do something about it. This kind of visibility lets you move inventory around or get more resources before it turns into a full-blown crisis. All right, so we've covered the where of tracking and the what of capacity. Now, let's level up. We're going to move into a more analytical view, one that really helps us see how we're doing and start planning for what's next. Shipping performance visibility is, well, it's all about measurement. It's about looking back at the data and asking a simple question. So, how do we do? By tracking what we call key performance indicators or KPIs, you can really dig in and figure out what went wrong when there was a problem. And that lets you make smart, data-backed decisions to get better next time. And look at how simple this can be. You've got your target for on-time delivery set at 95%, but you only hit 91%. Boom. Right there, a manager can see exactly where they need to focus their attention. It's that clear. Next up is a huge one. Let's talk about money. Rates visibility is all about knowing the numbers, having clear access to pricing data. And this isn't just about jumping on the spot market to find a cheap rate for one shipment. No, this is a seriously powerful tool for looking at trends over time and, maybe most importantly, negotiating much better long-term deals with your carriers. And this chart just lays it out perfectly, doesn't it? When you can see the rates lined up side by side, picking the cheapest option for this one shipment is a no-brainer. But now, imagine having that kind of clarity for thousands of shipments over an entire year. That's when this stops being just saving a few bucks and turns into a real, massive competitive advantage. Okay, so we've gone from being reactive to being analytical. Now we're going to get into the really advanced stuff. These are the types of visibility that let you stop putting out fires and start preventing them from ever starting. This is how you get truly proactive and strategic. This is basically like having a crystal ball for your supply chain. Planning visibility uses predictive analytics to look ahead, to forecast demand, and figure out where you need to put your resources. It's all about making smart moves today so you're ready for whatever the market throws at you tomorrow. Now, this next one, operational visibility, is so important to understand. It's not just tracking something that's already moving. It's about anticipating problems. It's about seeing that a blizzard is about to hit Chicago and knowing that's going to delay a critical shipment of raw materials. This lets you figure out a plan B before your entire factory has to shut down. It's a game changer. And this right here, this sums up the whole shift in thinking perfectly. You go from asking the reactive question, where's my stuff, to the proactive one, what if my stuff gets delayed? See the difference? One is about finding a problem that's already happened. The other is about preventing it from happening in the first place. And finally, we've reached the top of the mountain, strategic visibility. This is where everything we've talked about comes together. It's that 30,000-foot view of your entire supply chain that lets you drive real innovation. We're not just talking about making things a little bit faster anymore. We're talking about completely rethinking how you do things to achieve huge goals, like becoming more sustainable or truly transforming your business for the digital age. And here's a really great little nugget of wisdom from our source material. Getting to the strategic level doesn't mean you have to go out and buy the most complicated, most expensive digital twin system on the market. Actually, a lot of the time, a much smarter, more focused way of collecting just the right data can give you much better, more useful results. Wow. Okay, so we've just walked through 7 different types of supply chain visibility, from the super basic to the really strategic. Now let's pull this all together. What can you actually do with all this information? It's actually a pretty simple 3-step recipe. Step 1, figure out what your biggest headache is right now. Is it constant late deliveries? Are shipping costs killing you? Are you always dealing with production delays? Whatever it is, find it. Step 2, match that problem to one of the visibility types we just talked about. And step 3, build just one, focused project to tackle that specific problem. Solve it, and then you just do it all over again with the next biggest problem. So when you boil it all down, here's the big idea. Forget about that big, scary, expensive goal of total visibility. Instead, just start by asking one simple, specific question. Your supply chain is constantly talking, constantly giving you clues. Your job is to figure out what it's trying to tell you. And once you do that, you'll be well on your way to building the kind of visibility that actually, truly matters.
Hello, this is Raina McClure from SC Tech Insights. Thank you for listening. For more on this topic, click the article link below or go to www.sctechinsights.com for the latest insights on supply chain technology. Thank you and see you next time.